as usual, I won't leave well enough alone. So I went back in the house, loaded up a few more. I've got to make double dog sure that that zero's right. But I think I'm pretty much got it. And then Jerry and I are going to do whatever it takes to get Gary up there where Gary can get him deer. Like I said, Gary is pretty much totally paralyzed, and he wants to go deer hunt. He's our old deer hunting buddy, so we're going to see if we can. They know if we can't, we're going to get him back out there. And this rifle, like I said, this is rifle he traded for, that he got. It's his rifle, his scope. I got the scope mounted on it, and got it looking pretty good there at 100 yards. I believe it's going to be, with the zero it is right now, it'll be a point blank range of at least 250, maybe a little further than that, because it's about a little over 2.5 inches high at 100 yards, 150 grain bullet. So, anyway, I'm going to fire a couple more. To make sure where they go. Keep my fingers crossed here. Check scope. Oh yeah. I'm going to move her to the left a little more. It's good, but it won't hurt it to go left a little more. I am definitely old school. I'm gonna let it rest a little while longer and fire those last two. should be in good shape. We'll find out. All right, pretty good like it is, but I just soon they come just a little bit to the left. Gun is loading. The gun's pretty accurate. Hey, look at that scope one more time. A little bit more left. Hopefully it'll be right on. I'm hoping so anyway. Dadgum, that thing, it will not sit on that bench. I think it's because the gun is bottom light and top heavy. I reckon that's what the problem is. All right, here we go. Last two. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. Looking good. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. It's at 1, 2, 3, 4, between 4 and 5 rings. 1, 2, 3. We are about 2 inches high. 2 inches high to 100 yards. We are 2 inches high at 100 yards. And right in there. There's a lot of them right in there. So it looks good. I'm pleased. I'm very pleased with what it's doing. I'll go in there and clean these cases up and reload them. Then take this whole outfit to Gary. Got him a good one here, I think. I think he's got him a good one. It'll get the deer done. It'll get the job done, that's for sure. I mean, this rascal's going to bring home the meat next season. That's just all there is to it. Let's go up there and get that target at 12, but I'm not going to be in a great big hurry to go get it right now. But I am pleased with what we've got. Gary, I think that I've got you a rifle that's ready to go. Of course, we'll check it a couple more times between now and the season. But I think she's ready to go. This thing's going to get you a deer. Yeah, it ought to get you several of them. I think you're going to like the way it shoots. Talk soon. Now we're going to follow up a little bit more on this rifle that trying to get ready for Gary, my paralyzed handicapped buddy. In the last video, I worked up a load and did some zero work on it, getting it zeroed. But the gun is, it's a Ruger American. It's top heavy. The stock is so light that it's top heavy. It wants to tilt over, and it just, what we need for Gary is a heavy gun to help steady it on that rest that he's got and to absorb the recoil. So what I did, I took the recoil pad off and I filled this buttstock with number 8 birdshot. I got 5 full pounds of birdshot in this stock, buttstock. Well, the front is an open channel. So what I've got it filled with 1 pound of that same number 8 shot. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up epoxy and pour over this to fill that with epoxy. By doing that, I will have added 6 full pounds of weight to this rifle, which should dramatically reduce the recoil. So I'm going to get this epoxy mixed up, placed in here. Well, I mixed up a bunch of black epoxy.
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to this thing. I said I've mixed up a bunch of black epoxy. Now I've got this epoxy down, covering all that lead. That ought to work. That ought to work. Gonna be a heavy little rascal from shooting to try to get at least a 14-pound rifle out of this. So on this project that we're doing for trying to get my buddy Gary, who's handicapped, back into the deer fields, or the hunting deer. This is his rifle, and it's a Ruger Ruger American 30-06. It's a relatively light barrel, or light rifle, and I think for what we need to get Gary set up, we need a heavy rifle. So when he puts it, he can't hold the rifle, regardless whether it's light or heavy. He can't hold it. So if he puts it on one of these rests, like a Bogger, Caldwell, or one of these things, the heavier a rifle on anything, like even on shooting benches, the heavier rifle is going to be steadier. So I want to increase the weight of this rifle for a couple of reasons. One, to make it steadier, and second, to tone that recoil down. So I have increased the weight of this rifle up to 14.5 pounds. When you pick it up, it's a shocker. You look at it and think, that's going to be a light rifle. You pick it up, holy moly, this is something you used to work out with. It's got some heft and some weight to it. But by my calculations, I've taken the recoil, added all this weight. What I've done is I've added 5 pounds of weight in here in the form of lead birdshot, 5 pounds of weight in the buttstock, and I've added 1 pound of weight in the forend. That's all I can get on. Every void in this stock, front and rear, is filled with number 8 birdshot. It's heavy. It's heavy. But by my calculation, adding all that weight, the recoil of this 30-06 should be somewhere around 4 foot-pounds. Should be around 4 foot-pounds of recoil rather than 20 or 20-something. It should have toned it way the devil down. So I'm going to put it on the bench and actually shoot it to see what the recoil feels like, and to see how much it may, adding all that weight may, and taking the gun apart and everything, putting it back together, how it may, if any, change the point of impact. I hope it didn't change the point of impact. If it changed it at all, I'm hoping it may have lowered it just a little bit. But anyway, I'm going to go set up a target, and we're going to shoot it, and we're going to find out exactly what it really is doing. Well, let's put this, you could use this thing as a boat anchor. I'm telling you that, it's heavy. Get the window open up. Get me a target set up over here. Now get me a nice, fresh, clean target set up. All right, I've got, let me pick this heavy rascal up. I've got a target set up out here at 100 yards now. And I'm going to see what this thing do after I've added all this weight to it. I mean, this is a 14.5 pound rifle. It is, it's heavy as lead. The reason for it is full of lead. I got 5 pound lead in the buttstock and 1 pound in the front. Trying to get it as heavy as possible to steady down on something like a bog rest or a Caldwell rest. The heavier rifle is going to be much steadier than a light rifle. And I'm trying to tame that recoil down. So by my calculations, it ought to be very mild recoil. But I'm also very curious to see how much, if any, it changed the point of impact and the accuracy. You would think it would change the point of impact, and I would think that most likely it'll shoot a little lower. But we're going to put it here on the bench, and we're going to find out. But I'd never fooled with the Ruger American. I've never handled one. And when I took it apart, took the action, barreled action out of the stock to check that front end, see what I could do with that. I'd never seen a bedding system like in this Ruger American. But I swear it looks like it ought to be a really good system. It looks like a system that you ought to be able to take the gun out of the stock and put it back in, and it go right back where it was. That's what it looks like. It looks like a good bedding system. Wonder somebody hadn't thought of that before, but I don't know if it really is a good bedding system, but it certainly looks like it ought to be. To me, it looks like it ought to be a good system. So I'm going to put it over here on the bench, and we're going to get to shooting this rascal. Gracious. If the weight of it don't collapse my bench. It's heavy. I'm telling you it's heavy. It is one heavy rifle. We're gonna see what happens here now. Get some ammo out here. Get it ready. Get me some ear protection, huh? Yeah, boy. So let's just see what happens. Oh, here goes. Let's just see what happens here. Now, I'll say one thing. It's steady on this bench. Of course, everything's pretty darn steady on it, but let's see what kind of recoil and accuracy we got. Well, that recoil certainly mild. Very mild. I need to feed it from the magazine up rather than to try to drop it down the tube. Well, that first bullet, the first bullet dropped 2 inches. It's dead on at 100 yards. Let's see where this goes. Okay. All right, last shot. I think that ain't the last one. I got another one. I thought. Nope, that's it. That's the last one. It is mild shooting. It's shooting, let's see, 1, 2, between the third and fourth. 1, 2, 3, 4. it's shooting about an inch and a half high at 100 yards and just a little bit to the right, and I don't know whether I've only got 20 rounds of ammo left loaded. It's all the bullets I've got. I'm going to leave it there for the time being. And when Gary gets to where he can actually come and shoot, at that time, I'll see if we can find some more bullets. Surely we can find some more bullets for them. We're going to work on the zero a little more then. But right now, I think I'm just going to leave it where it's at. We've made a lot of progress. At least we've got to go. I mean, it is mild. It's very mild. The recoil is extremely mild. I think it's going to work just fine. We just got to find some more bullets and more powder. That's all it is to it. I need some 150 grain Hornady SSTs. That's what he's been shooting here. I need to desperately try to find another box of that and some 30-31 powder. But anyway, Diane and I are going to go down, see Gary and his wife this afternoon. I'm going to take his gun back to him so he can see what all damage I've done to it. And just take it from there. And then whenever he gets his chair set up, he gets to where he can, then we'll start shooting it again. But right now, I think I've done about all I can do to the rifle and the load so I can get some more ammo or some more bullets. But one way or another, we're going to get Mr. Gary back into the deer fields and get some deer for that feller to cook up for us. Yeah, he might need a little assistance to getting out there to hunt and clean these deer and cutting it up and things like that. But he ain't gonna need no assistance when it comes to the cooking of it. That boy is not gonna need any assistance there at all. Oh my goodness, he can cook. So we're really looking forward to next deer season, getting Gary out. Jerry and I are really looking forward to getting Gary out. That's going to be the highlight of our deer season next year, is getting that boy out. Really looking forward to it. But this is the second video in a series of getting a handicapped hunter back into the woods, or back into the fields. This second video, and it might be a while before we get to the third installment on it, but we're going to document this thing from start to finish. We are going to get that boy some deer, and then we're going to make him cook it. Oh my goodness. Anyway, until the next video, we'll talk soon.